Yo, what's the deal, fam? It's your man Eeze. Morning walk, morning coffee. Smash that like button. I got a question for y'all. Want to have a little discourse. I want to see y'all responses in the comment section if possible. Alchemist, Hit Boy, both very talented producers in their own right. Long tenure. Resumes speak for themselves. But I want to ask you, what role does paying your dues play in your reception or people accepting you? I use these two because here on the East Coast, New York in particular, I've watched them both collaborate with giants. You know, Alchemist, you know by now that he got it started with, you know by now that he started with Mobb Deep. He's Mobb Deep, period. He's part of the family, not just a producer. Hit Boy, collaborated with Nas on 6 albums and some Lucy's. But it appears that Alchemist is accepted like family. Where he's from, who he's connected to, his origins rarely comes up unless he's speaking about it. But Hit Boy on the flip doesn't necessarily get that same love even after working with Nas. And I was thinking, does it have something to do with paying your dues? Because they're both from California. They both are connected to established producers in a sense, right? Alchemist comes from the Soul Assassins crew, right? DJ Muggs, Cypress Hill. Hit Boy initially was signed with Polo the Don, who had a great run at one point, and later on went to work with Kanye. They were stamped and respected by those who were established in the game. But here on the East Coast, I can't understand why Hit Boy doesn't quite get that same love. And I'm not comparing these two. Obviously, the Mobb Deep sound and Hit Boy and Nas' sound are two different things. Oh, maybe that's it. If Hit Boy was more of a traditional boom bap producer, do you think that he would have been accepted? I wouldn't say he's not respected, but accepted more? Or would he have to deal with comparisons like, nah, that boom bap don't hit hard as Havoc's or DJ Premier or any other greats? It's almost as if we know Alchemist took some while to garner and establish that relationship with Mobb Deep. Prodigy even told some stories where he thought he was like a detective at one point. But when he finally was able to become family, for lack of a better term, which he was, there was no looking back. And from this day forth, we all know he's from California, but he's like an extended cousin, but he's family here in New York. And I'm asking you, does paying your dues play a role? Because Hit Boy necessarily didn't really pay his dues in that sense on the East Coast. He didn't really go through the ranks, you know, mixtape placements and, you know, really in the studio playing beats and trying to get placements and vying for positions on people's album. He had hit records prior to Nas. But my question is, had he paid his dues according to what New Yorkers or the tri-state area or East Coast people are accustomed to, would he be accepted more? Been a lot of talk around the Nas and Hit Boy 2 trilogies, you know, 6-album run, and how many of us love it, but it's quite a few who don't. And it always points back to the producer he decided to work with. That's Nas. The producer he decided to work with, which was Hit Boy. And it's not a talent thing. It's not a creativity thing. Some people point to his drums. You can have that. But if you can point to Hit Boy's drums being light, for lack of a better term, you should be able to hear the decline in DJ Premier's drums at this moment. Can't turn off your ears when you want to. But for whatever reason, he doesn't get that love that Alchemist gets. And I'm not comparing their discographies in any way. What I'm asking you is that, had Hit Boy took the avenue that Alchemist took throughout the course of his career, when he came to the East Coast, he was here for college, and then, found his way musically, got down with Mobb Deep, put his feet on the pavement, moved around, made beats for different camps, and made a name for himself in this area. Had Hit Boy done the same thing, do you think that people's hearing will be altered drastically? Because I don't think it's a musical thing. It can't be, because he makes quality music. But he isn't accepted quite like Alchemist, who's from the same coast as him. They both hip hop. They both respect the game and the culture, and they both dedicated to their craft. That's just something that's on my mind. I don't know. What role does paying dues play in one's acceptance or reception? Or is that something that's old school thinking and that's antiquated and those days have come and gone? But I would love to hear your feedback concerning Hit Boy and comparing and contrasting to Alchemist, not music-wise, but the relationship here with the fans, the supporters, the viewers, the listeners of East Coast hip-hop. Had he paid his dues or took the same route that Alchemist took, would he be more accepted? Let me know in the comment section, man. I'm about to finish up this walk, pick up the pace. Man, yo, this 49 straight days of content, man. Real rap. I respect y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in. It's a glorious day out here. All days are another day to make history. Remember, you can achieve anything out here in this world through sheer hard work and patience. God is the greatest. It's your man Eeze at the Eeze Experience. Go get your shit. Havoc had many different runs, man. And he would get singles, organic singles, Grammy nominated. Think about it. He did Why for Jadakiss.
Why they forcing you to be hard? Why ain't you a thug by choice? Why the whole world love my voice?
And never changed his approach. Like, that's Havoc.
Hey, yo, Eeze.
But I think that Havoc, when I speak of the Queen sound, that's exactly what I'm speaking about. Like, minimalistic approach to music, but it sounds so full. And he can just take a simple, on the Infamous. It's a 1-bar loop of a sample, and he made it sound so much more than it really was.
From the cradle to the grave. From the cradle.
Like, Havoc is a different beast, man. And some people they associate production with being able to, and I think it's because it's hip hop, they try to take away people's credentials in a sense, because they don't play a violin, or they may not be a pianist or a bassist. But what he does is very musical. And we have to really give him his flowers, man. And based on some of these numbers, like I stated, Havoc is beloved. Although you can say that Infamous has like some boom bap beats, it's like different elements as well. Everybody knows you can hit a Q-tip in there. Like Havoc, he was just finding himself. And then he had a run where it was like everything he touched. Like, you can even listen to Quiet Storm. It's not very many elements in there, but it sounds full.
Give respect and love all across the board. We've been adored for keeping it raw, nothing less or more.
Right? Like, that's what I mean. Like, he can just, it's minimal, but you don't feel like it's missing anything. He leaves a lot of room for the artist. And I think working with P was a great benefit to him as well, because how many people have that elite type MC in a group with them, and you're presenting these beats to them all the time? You know what I mean? So he knows what it's like to work with a God tier MC every trip, as opposed to trying to get placements outside the group with upper echelon MCs. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't try to do what everybody else is doing. People came, just like they go to Alchemist for Alchemist beats, like that particular sound, HOV. That's what, when you come to Havoc, you coming to get that.
I rock skeleton bone shirts and verses, but thirst for worse beats, so I can put more product out on the street. Hey, yo, Eeze.